Honor smartphones are always about its impressive spec sheets and affordable price tag. So what we have here today in our labs is the Honor 7. As you guys know, Honor is the subsidiary of Huawei, and we are very much impressed with the Honor 6 Plus back then. My name is Warren from KLGadgetGuy, and today we are going to unbox the Honor 7 smartphone. Alright guys, let's do the usual drill by checking out the box itself. So the box is actually a very simple box, blue color just like the previous Honor smartphone, but then there's actually no specs being mentioned out here. So, we are pretty much going to tell you on what is the specs of the phone later. So as you can see, this is a sealed box and I'm going to rip it off to take the phone out with my very trusty hand knife from Victorinox and sponsored by Gigabyte and Intel. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Just cut it off. Yep, there we go. And there we go. Alright, so let's unveil the box itself. I might not have cut it properly because it's still pretty hot, but I'm going to try my best to take this out. There you go. That's the beauty, the Huawei, not the Huawei, this actually called the Honor 7. I just keep mentioning the name Huawei because it is actually the subsidiary of Huawei. And let's take out the phone itself. Apparently it's not so easy to take out, it's not so easy to take this out because there's no latch or something to make the phone live. Alright, so here's the phone itself, and we're going to put it aside first and check out the contents inside the box. So as we know, Chinese phone manufacturers are always very generous in offering accessories. So we're going to check out what Honor has offered out of the box. So this is a SIM ejector and some quick start guide and warranty card, and we're going to put this aside and let's check out what is underneath this compartment. Alright, it's a box, alright, it's not a compartment, and we're going to find the charger inside here. As you can see, this is the logo, and the charger is apparently a 2 amp charger, so it should charge the phone pretty fast. So we're going to take out the next box, and this is apparently the headphones, and finally the USB cable, I think. Yep, that's the USB cable inside the box. Alright, that's pretty much about the packaging. No free casing, unfortunately, like other Chinese smartphones, but that's pretty sufficient already for a smartphone package. Alright, so the Honor 7 is still a very compact smartphone despite having its screen size increased from 5 inches to 5.2 inches. So that is all thanks to its very slim bezels. As you can see, my not so huge hands and not so long fingers could actually reach most parts of the screen estate, and so should you be if you actually have fingers and hands like me. Alright, so let's take a look at the hardware itself before we dive into the software. So on the front here, we have the ambient sensor, a front-facing 8 megapixel camera, there's a speakerphone on the front, there's a LED flash that takes pretty good selfies, low-light selfies because it's a yellow color light. I'm going to show that later when I turn on the phone. And on the side here, we have a very nice stainless steel frame, and that with chamfered edges as well, that makes it look very premium. And we have a power button here, the volume rocker. On the left side, we have the smart key that allows you to configure shortcuts to apps, toggles, and so on to other features of the phone, which we are going to show you that later as well. And on the top here, we have a nano SIM tray. It takes 2 nano SIMs, or else one of the trays could be your micro SD card, which allows you to expand the storage of the phone despite having only 16 gigabytes of memory on board. So on the top here, we have the secondary microphone, the 3.5mm headphone jack, and an IR blaster that many phones are missing these days, including the Galaxy Note 5. And at the bottom, we actually have 2 speaker grills. One of them probably holds the microphone. I don't know which one of them, but this is actually dual stereo speakers that works really great. But one thing bad about it is that if you hold your phone like this, you're probably going to block the speaker grills from producing sound, and that's pretty bad. All right, so on the back here, we have a 20.2 megapixel Sony manufactured camera, and that's the dual-tone LED flash, and the Huawei SM Mate 7 inspired fingerprint scanner that looks very well designed this time. All right, and notice that at the bottom here, there's a very nice rough design that makes the phone look unique in terms of design. Alright, so that's pretty much on the hardware side. Let's turn on the phone and find out what's inside. The Honor 7 runs on Emotion UI 3.1 based on Android 5.0. It is not the latest Android version, however, it is definitely sufficient enough already for a smooth system performance. Though I would actually prefer Honor would preload the device with Android 5.1.1 Lollipop that fixes memory leak issues on Lollipop. However, I hope that Emotion UI has actually fixed that issue. Well, we have to find out in the full review. Alright, so let's take a look at the specs of the Honor 7. So the CPU is a high silicon Kirin 935 octa-core processor with 2 sets of quad-core processors with a Cortex A53 core. It's based on the big LATER architecture, which is great. And the RAM is 3 GB of RAM, and we have 16 GB of internal storage with 9.67 GB free memory. So that's definitely sufficient for you to install a couple of apps, and you will need to expand the storage for future purposes. So the resolution is 1080p as mentioned earlier, and that's pretty much on the phone's software and hardware itself. So I'm going to show you how the camera works, the front LED light. So let's head on to the camera app, and let's enable location service. I need that, and switch to the front facing camera. Let's do that. And what I'm going to do here, and I'm going to do enable the perfect selfie. I'm going to do a perfect selfie. I don't care what is that. This software is a little bit fiddly, but it definitely works. I'm going to turn on the light itself. There we go. You might not be able to see it clearly in camera, but the light is not a... Alright, apparently I've just taken a photo of myself, but the light shown on this itself, let me just lower down the brightness so you can actually see. As you can see, this is a yellow LED light instead of a white color flash that we have seen in most smartphone flashes. Alright, let me increase back the brightness, and there you go. That's pretty much how it looks like on the LED light. And otherwise, we're going to check out how the smart key works. Let's press on it and see what happens. So apparently I've not configured anything. I'll be right back with the settings page. And we are now at the smart key settings page. So there's 3 options right here. One is press, double press, and press and hold. So let's just configure the first one, single press. So we could actually configure the single press by a shortcut or by opening an app. So let's just try to open the camera, right? And let's go back to the home screen, and we're going to press the smart key button one time and see what happens. There we go. The camera app launches. And next we're going to try another action while the screen is off. So we're going to try on double press this time, and I'm going to just set it as a shortcut to activate the flashlight of the phone. So let's just turn off the screen of the phone and see whether it works. 1, 2, 3, double tap. There we go. The flashlight gets activated right here. Works as advertised. Right, so that's pretty much on the Honor 7 itself. This has been a quick look and an unboxing. Stay tuned to our full review as usual. This is a really beautiful phone, and I'm going to use it as my daily driver to see how well it works in my daily life. So stay tuned for more videos from us. My name is Warren. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Google+, and Twitter at KLGadgetGuy. I'll see you again in the next video. That's it for now, and cheers.